Bud Fox.
All right, Bud Fox. I want you to buy 20,000 shares of Blue Star at 15 1/8, 3/8 tops. And don't screw it up, sport. Think you can handle that?
Hello, my name's Gerard Kelly and I'm a trainer at Financial Edge. Before becoming a trainer, I worked in corporate finance at Ernst Young, and since joining Financial Edge, I deliver global finance training programs for the world's top investment banks. In today's video, I'm diving into one of the most iconic finance movies ever made, Wall Street. It's a film that captures the high-pressure, high-reward world of 1980s investment banking. Ambition, greed, and the moral lines people cross in the pursuit of success. Even decades later, it still feels just as relevant to the world of finance today. So, let's get into it.
Hiya, sport.
Nice to see you again, Mr. Gecko.
Hey, try the steak tartare. It's off the menu. Lewis will make it for you.
Of course, sir. Thank you. Anything to drink, sir?
Just an Evian, please.
Hey, see this? Can you believe it? It's got a 2-inch screen.
No, I can hardly see it.
It's from my kid, Rudy. 3 years old, he's electronics freak. I tell you, we're going to a new age, pal. Check. So how's business today?
Great. Blue Star was at 17 1/4 when I left the office, up from 15. Might spin up to 18 by the bell.
Teldar shooting up. Did you buy any for yourself? I bet you were on the phone 2 minutes after you got out of my office, huh?
No, sir, that wouldn't have been legal.
Sure. Relax, pal. No one's gonna blow the whistle on you. Is that legal? Did you put that in my account?
Hey, Gordon.
Georgie, the cellular king. How you been, pal? Oh, Monique, so nice to see you, my dear.
You look wonderful.
Well, you're looking very, very well yourself.
Thank you.
And Mr. Davis, yes? Good. Can I get the check here, please? For Christ's sakes. Check cover that Blue Star buy. Put a couple $100,000 on those Bow Wow stocks you mentioned. Pick the dog with the least fleas. Use a stop loss, so downside's $100,000. And buy a decent suit. You can't come in here looking like this. You just go to Morty Sills, tell him I sent you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Gecko. Thank you for the chance. You will not regret this. You're with a winner.
Right. Put the rest of the money in a tax-free mutual fund. I want to see how you do before I invest it. And save the cheap salesman talk, will you? It's obvious.
Excuse me, sir?
Now, you heard me. I don't like losses, sport. Nothing ruins my day more than losses. Now, you do good. You get perks. Lots and lots of perks. Lewis?
Yes, sir.
Take care of my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good lunch, buddy. Hi, Richard.
This scene is a pivotal moment where we start to see the ethical and legal tension surrounding Gordon Gekko's trading practices, and Bud Fox starts to get nervous. But why is Bud nervous? Bud's nervous because he's beginning to realise that Gekko's trading strategy is based on illegal information, which is wildly illegal. You can't trade on a stock exchange on confidential information that gives you an advantage. In the scene, Gekko is dining with Bud, and Bud mentions the improving share price of Blue Star, which Bud predicted due to the inside information he has from his father. Gordon asks if Bud profited from the information, and he says no because it's illegal. But Gordon has no such qualms and produces a check for $1 million that he's earned from what seems to be insider information. So what exactly is insider information? Insider information refers to any material, non-public information about a company that could influence its share price if it were made public. Material means it's significant enough that an investor would likely consider it important when deciding whether to buy or sell the company's stock. This kind of information can come from a variety of sources, such as company executives, employees, board members, or even family members of those with access to sensitive business data. It might include things like upcoming mergers and acquisitions, earnings results before they're announced, or major product launches. In legitimate trading, everyone operates on the same publicly available data, such as financial reports, press releases, market news, etc. But insider trading creates an unfair playing field because one party acts on secret information before the rest of the market knows. That's why it's strictly prohibited by securities regulators. So what's the issue for Bud? Isn't it Gordon who is acting illegally? Well, yes, but Gordon's encouraging Bud to do the same. He tells Bud that losses ruin his day, and if Bud does well, there'll be lots of perks. Basically, Bud has to make lots of money for Gordon, perhaps illegally, and if he makes some for himself on the side, well, that's okay too. Bud's nervous because he knows it's illegal. He's starting to feel morally conflicted, and he realises Gecko is ruthless and manipulative, and he might not have Bud's best interests at heart. But Bud wants to be a winner, and he's clearly incentivized by what Gordon is offering him. This scene marks the beginning of Bud's internal conflict between ambition and integrity, which drives the rest of the film.
Frank, 10,000 ANC at 46. Let me know how the options are opening, okay? Thank you.
How is Anacott Steel?
5 and 3 quarters, 6. 2,000 up.
6 or 10,000?
I'll sell you 2,000. 2,000 Anacott.
Not what I said. I said 20,000 shares.
Anacott, raise it 6. What do you want to buy?
Can I fill 8,000?
At a quarter. 8,000 at a quarter?
I'll take 8,000.
8,000 more trades at a quarter. Make it 6 to a half, 2,000 up. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I know what time it is. I realize that the market, and this is what I'm saying to you, we have important financial news, Mr. Ehrlich. Important financial news that just happens to concern your future. You could benefit a great...
Oh, come on, what the hell's going on?
Anacott Steel. Put your best customers in it. Lou, I got a sure thing. Anacott Steel.
No such thing except death and taxes. Not a good company anymore. No fundamentals. What's going on, Bud? You know something? Remember, there are no shortcuts, son. Quick buck artists come and go with every bull market, but the steady players make it through the bear markets. You're a part of something here, Bud. The money you make for people creates science and research jobs. Don't sell that out.
You're right, Lou. You're right. But you gotta get to the big time first. Then you can be a pillar and do good things.
You can't get a little bit pregnant, son.
Lou, trust me. It's a winner. Buy it.
Then we'll kamikaze over to Nels and chase a little cotton underwear. I know this 18-year-old bimbette that's just gorgeous. Wait, hold on.
Play some tennis Saturday?
Me teach you how to play tennis. I'm going fly fishing in Canada. Really big time.
Take Anacott?
Light snack, but good. Thanks, pal. Shark on your way up. Yeah, sure.
No, my dear. You've got to diversify.
I got a sure thing. Anacott Steel.
I've just heard the most lovely 2 words.
Blue Horseshoe loves Anacott Steel.
Anacott Steel.
Looks like Anacott Steel's in play. Check the arms.
Looks like it's being accumulated. We've got a position in.
Yeah. Lou, Anacott. I buy. Yeah. Take it and bid it.
If I'm right, 8s and quarters won't matter. Keep taking Anacott.
This is really special. Anacott.
Buy another 50,000 Anacott.
Bet the ranch.
Buy 100,000 shares.
Wildman is sticking around. It's on automatic pilot to the...
If it hits 75, we can clean close to 24 mil.
Relax, pal. First lesson in business, don't get emotional about stock. Clouds of judgment.
In this scene, we see Bud walking around continually making reference to Anacott Steel. What is happening? Bud is trying to manipulate the market by spreading positive sentiment about the company. He does this by telling his friends and fellow traders to snack on the stock. What does this mean? Snack on the stock is classic trader slang. It means to buy a little, to take a small position, almost like having a taste before committing fully. It's a way of saying, get in early, this one's about to move. In practice, it's a soft sell. Bud isn't shouting, buy this now. He's instead planting a seed among his network of brokers and traders. When enough of them start snacking, the combined buying pressure creates the illusion that something big is happening with the stock. He also manipulates the markets by leaking the coded phrase, "Blue Horseshoe loves Anacott steel," on the phone to the Wall Street Chronicle, which is a covert signal that Gecko is backing the stock. This causes a surge in buying activity, artificially inflating the stock price, which we see in the news bulletin at the end of the day. So what's the issue? Well, this is a classic case of insider trading and market manipulation. Bud and Gecko have non-public information about a potential takeover of Anacott, and they're buying shares before the news becomes public, and they're profiting from the price increase. But what we see in this scene is more than just that. Bud and Gecko are going further and using market manipulation, i.e., Bud is spreading misleading or selective information to pump the stock higher. The phrase, "Blue Horseshoe loves Anacott steel," is a coded tip. It's not legitimate market analysis. If law enforcement were to hear the recording of the call, it's possible Bud could explain away the wording without being caught. So how does this fit into the rest of the film? Well, by this stage, Bud is now knowingly helping Gecko profit at the expense of unsuspecting investors. He's transitioning away from being a hungry young broker to someone who's actively complicit. The story's moved on from Bud's initial ambition to his moral decline.
Your company, ladies and gentlemen, is under siege from Gordon Gecko. Teldar paper is now leveraged to the hilt like some piss-poor South American country. I strongly recommend you to see through Mr. Gecko's shameless intention here to strip this company and severely penalize the stockholders. I strongly recommend you to reject his tender by voting for management's restructuring of the stock. I think.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity you're giving me, Mr. Cromwell, as the single largest shareholder in Teldar paper, to speak. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're not here to indulge in fantasy, but in political and economic reality. America has become a second-rate power. Its trade deficit and its fiscal deficit are at nightmare proportions. Now, in the days of the free market, when our country was a top industrial power, there was accountability to the stockholder. The Carnegies, the Mellons, the men that built this great industrial empire made sure of it because it was their money at stake. Today, management has no stake in the company. Altogether, these men sitting up here own less than 3% of the company. And where does Mr. Cromwell put his $1 million salary? Not in Teldar stock. He owns less than 1%. You own the company. That's right. You, the stockholder, and you are all being royally screwed over by these bureaucrats with their steak lunches, their hunting and fishing trips, their corporate jets and golden parachutes.
This is an outrage. You're out of line, Gecko.
Teldar paper, Mr. Cromwell, Teldar paper has 33 different vice presidents, each earning over $200,000 a year. Now, I have spent the last 2 months analyzing what all these guys do. and I still can't figure it out. One thing I do know is that our paper company lost $110 million last year, and I'll bet that half of that was spent in all the paperwork going back and forth between all these vice presidents. The new law of evolution in corporate America seems to be survival of the unfittest. Well, in my book, you either do it right or you get eliminated. In the last 7 deals that I've been involved with, there were 2.5 million stockholders who have made a pre-tax profit of $12 billion. Thank you. I am not a destroyer of companies. I am a liberator of them. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works. Greed clarifies, cuts through, and captures the essence of the evolutionary spirit. Greed in all of its forms. Greed for life, for money, for love, knowledge, has marked the upward surge of mankind, and greed, you mark my words, will not only save Teldar Paper, but that other malfunctioning corporation called the USA.
At the beginning, Teldar's chairman is warning shareholders that if they vote for Gordon Gekko's takeover bid, Gekko will lay off workers, disregard long-term sustainability, and ultimately break up the company and sell its assets. This is a classic critique of corporate raiders who buy companies not to grow them, but to dismantle them for profit. Cromwell urges shareholders to vote for management's restructuring plan, which he claims will preserve the company and protect jobs. Well, Gekko responds with his now iconic greed is good speech. He argues that the current management is bloated, they're inefficient, and they're self-serving. For instance, Teldar Paper has 33 vice presidents, each earning over $200,000, and the company lost $110 million last year. Shareholders are being royally screwed, he says. He's positioning himself as a liberator, not a destroyer. And he famously declares, greed is good, greed is right, greed works. So what's the deeper issue here? This scene dramatises a philosophical and ethical clash. Teldar's chairman represents traditional corporate stewardship, focused on stability and long-term growth, whereas Gekko represents aggressive capitalism, focused on efficiency, profit, and shareholder primacy. But what's not explicitly mentioned is this is very likely at the cost of jobs and communities. Gekko's speech is portrayed as hugely persuasive, and he wins shareholder support. But the film later shows the human impact of his methods.
I'd like to change that appointment. Bud, you can't go in there. He's in a meeting.
Alex has come up with a really ingenious way for us to... I don't know, we had a meeting scheduled today, sport.
I didn't either. I think we should talk, Gordon.
Would you gentlemen excuse us for a second, please?
Won't you come this way, gentlemen?
Thank you, Alex. What the hell do you want?
I just found out about the garage sale down at Blue Star. Why?
Last night I was reading Rudy the story of Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Pot. You know what happened? Stuck his nose in the pot once too often, and he got stuck.
Maybe you ought to read him Pinocchio, Gordon. I thought that you were going to turn Blue Star around, not upside down. You fucking used me.
Well, you're walking around blind without a cane, pal. The fool and his money are lucky enough to get together in the first place.
But why do you need to wreck this company?
Because it's wreckable, all right? I took another look at it and I changed my mind.
If these people lose their jobs, they got nowhere to go. My father has worked there for 24 years. I gave him my word.
It's all about bucks, kid. The rest is conversation. Hey, buddy, you're still going to be president, all right? And when the time comes, you're going to parachute out a rich man With the money you're gonna make, your dad's never gonna have to work another day in his life.
So tell me, Gordon, when does it all end, huh? How many yachts can you water ski behind? How much is enough?
It's not a question of enough, pal. It's a zero-sum game. Somebody wins, somebody loses. Money itself isn't lost or made. It's simply transferred from one perception to another. Like magic. This painting here, I bought it 10 years ago for $60,000. I could sell it today for $600. The illusion has become real. And the more real it becomes, the more desperate they want it. Capitalism at its finest.
How much is enough, Gordon?
The richest 1% of this country owns half our country's wealth, $5 trillion. 1/3 of that comes from hard work. 2/3 comes from inheritance, interest on interest accumulating to widows and idiot sons. And what I do, stock and real estate speculation. It's bullshit. You got 90% of the American public out there with little or no net worth. I create nothing. I own. We make the rules, pal. The news, war, peace, famine, upheaval, the price of a paperclip. We pick that rabbit out of the hat while everybody sits out there wondering how the hell we did it. Now, you're not naive enough to think we're living in a democracy, are you, buddy? It's the free market. And you're part of it. Yeah. You got that killer instinct.
In this scene, Gecko finally shows us his true colours, his ruthless capitalistic view of the world. Bud had hoped that Gecko would help turn around Blue Star Airlines, where Bud's father works. And even though Bud has already earned money from insider trading at this point, he doesn't want to earn money in this way, by dismantling a company which has a future. Bud asks why Gecko needs to destroy the company, and Gecko's response shows his chilling view of capitalism. He firstly mentions that capitalism is a zero-sum game. He says money isn't created or lost, it's simply transferred. To give him some credit, this does exist in some ways, and certainly in the way Gecko is using capitalism, such as short selling or hostile takeovers. But it ignores many other positives that do come, such as innovation, trade, specialization. Gecko is instead arguing for unregulated capitalism, where profit justifies any action. He also dismisses the idea of democracy, saying, "You're not naive enough to think we're living in a democracy, are you, buddy? It's the free market." He argues that wealth and power are concentrated in the hands of a few, and that rules are made by those who control capital, not by democratic institutions. It's a powerful monologue and a pivotal moment in the film, with the actor Michael Douglas pulling it off with such gravitas and confidence that it's easy to be taken in by it. It's an important scene because even as Gecko believes what he's saying, Bud is now becoming increasingly disillusioned with high finance. His morals are in direct conflict with unregulated capitalistic ambition. And that wraps up my take on the iconic movie Wall Street. It's a film that brilliantly captures the tension between ambition and ethics. Whether you're just starting your career or already working in the industry, it's a reminder that integrity and good judgment are just as valuable as financial success. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more movie reactions, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.